Welcome back to Motorola PH. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to hack the SJ8 Pro waterproof case using this. Okay, so this is just a quick video tutorial on how to hack the SJ8 Pro waterproof case that I purchased online, from the SJ Cam flagship store. Now, when I got this, I didn't realize it actually has a problem. It's a design problem, and I didn't want to get a refund since I can't, basically get a different case that would work with this external microphone that I purchased as well from the SJ Cam flagship store. They don't have any other design for the case of the SJ8 Pro. Now the thing is, this case comes with a port, okay, for the charging cable or the external microphone if you're gonna attach one of those. One of the first problems that I've noticed is you cannot use the external microphone or charge it or use the charging cable when the SJ8 Pro is actually inside the waterproof case, mainly because the cover, the rubber cover of the SJ8 Pro would get in the way if you will actually put the SJ8 Pro inside the case. There's not enough space in between SJ8 Pro unit and the actual waterproof case. So what I did, and this is because I have no other choice if I want to use this case and the external microphone that I purchased, I had to remove the dust cover. So if you guys are an SJ8 Pro owner, you would be familiar with the dust cover here, the rubberized dust cover. If you open that, you can't actually put the camera inside the case because the dust cover would get in the way. So I pulled that out. I'm not sure if I can reattach that, but I'll check later. I pulled that out just so I can actually charge it when it's inside the waterproof case. Now, that's problem number one, and I think I solved that just by removing the cover. Now, problem number two is with the external microphone. Even if it's already opened, there's no way that you can actually attach the external microphone. See, it's barely sitting on the camera itself. It's not connecting. This portion at the bottom of the case is actually getting in the way, so you can't really press the jack so that it would go into the SJ8 Pro camera. Now, it would have been better if the designer of this external microphone and this waterproof case actually talked. See, if they actually just position the cable behind the plug instead of on the side, you can easily just plug it into the camera itself. So this is why I'm going to show you guys this hack. So what we're going to do to accommodate the jack, because you can't hack the jack, okay, you can hack the case. The case is fairly cheap, so it won't be a big problem, and I can still use it after the hack, although I won't be able to use it underwater. Not that you're going to use SJ8 Pro underwater with the mic attached. So this is basically for motor vlogging. So I'm just gonna hack the bottom portion of this case using a grinder. Now, why a grinder? You can use any other tool actually. You can use a saw, or you can heat screwdriver and just press it against this part of the plastic case. It will melt the case, but I don't want to do it that way since that's gonna be messy. It's not gonna look good since the melted part of the case would be far too obvious. So I guess this would be the best option, a grinder, since it's going to make a clean cut that won't leave any melted residue. Now try to use a used grinding wheel, because the new ones are a bit larger like this, and if you're gonna grind the bottom portion, it will hit the other end of the case. So using a smaller one would be a bit more appropriate in this case. Alright, now remember guys, when working with power tools, safety first. You have to make sure that you have your gloves. Excuse my gloves, it's a bit worn out. Of course, goggles to protect your eyes. So safety first. Now let's get to grinding. Okay, so as you can see, I made a notch. The bottom part of the waterproof case. Now this is why I used a grinder, because it actually makes a clean cut, a clean notch. See, if you use a heated element, the melted portion of the plastic would be a mess. So it's better to use a grinder. If you have one of those, you can use, I would recommend using those. Of course, you have to be safe, okay? Be careful when using a power tool like this one. Now before I started putting in the notch, I actually removed the back cover of the case, so as to make the handling easier, and should there be any mishaps or accident, at least the back cover won't be damaged. Now let's test if everything is flush. Oops, sorry about that. Slot in the camera like so. Now let's test if the external microphone jack would fit. It's still a bit snug, so you can see there. So we'll probably need a few more, well, not even a millimeter, just a nudge more. So we'll remove this and try it again one more time. Okay, so now the notch is a bit bigger. Clean that off a bit. Let's test the microphone. Fits perfectly. Okay, focus a bit. So now you can use the external microphone with this SJ8 Pro waterproof case. Of course, you can no longer use it to dive underwater, but then again, you're not going to use your external microphone when you're diving underwater and you're using your SJ8 Pro underwater. So I have a separate case for that. This is the case that comes stock with this SJ8 Pro purchase. Now this one again I purchased online through the SJ flagship store. It's actually quite cheap. I think it's around less than, I think 600 pesos if I'm not mistaken, 600 or 800 pesos. So it's not going to break the bank, but you'll still be able to use it anyway. So I think this will work. This will be a better option than just using the skeleton case, because if you're using the skeleton case, which I also have that, but again, if it suddenly rains, your camera is screwed if it gets wet. Okay, so I'll test this out later to check the rest of the camera and the cable. I'll try to see if the setup actually works.
A few moments later.
Welcome back. So we moved to the other house to try out the SJ8 Pro and the newly hacked SJ8 Pro camera case. Now you can see the notch at the bottom, which I made earlier using a grinder. You can still use the plug or the cover with this if you want to store your camera case, but unfortunately you cannot use this if you will be using the external camera or the external microphone. But good news is that you can now use the SJ8 Pro external microphone with this case, finally. So you can see there, it fits perfectly. Now let me just try to lock this. Okay, so when you're mounting that onto your helmet, like so, your camera would be protected from the elements or from the rain, finally, and you can rest assured that your camera won't get wet since the rain would be coming in to this direction. Now what you can do on the side, since you see that there's still some space there where the water can actually seep in, you can actually use either a glue gun, or you can put an electrical tape on top of this, so as not, so as there would be a protection from the rain. And of course you can't go swimming with this, and you won't be swimming using this kind of case anyway. So you can just put an electrical tape and your camera will be protected. So I hope this is helpful for you guys who are who own an SJ8 Pro camera. If you're planning to purchase a waterproof case with the port on the side, please know that it won't work with the external microphone unless you actually do this hack. So I hope this hack has been helpful. Don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel if you find this video or this hack video helpful. Again, thank you for watching. This is MotoRoss PH.